Tonight, COVID-19 case numbers are surging and Maine hospital staff are feeling the pressure.
Let's get some perspective on what's happening in our state. Maine reported 390 new coronavirus cases today. The state CDC says they all come from tests taken this week.
133 people are in the hospital with COVID-19. 59 of those are in the ICU. Right now, there are just 34 ICU beds available in the entire state. Tuesday, that number was 52. Good evening and welcome to News Center Maine at 5:30. I'm Chris Costa.
And I'm Amanda Hill. Thanks for joining us. With intensive care units at or near capacity, Maine hospital leaders are now speaking up.
Our Sam Rogers is live in Portland this evening. Sam, hospital leaders say we all need to pitch in to get things back on track.
Yeah, Chris and Amanda, well, those hospital leaders have been holding press conferences that we've all been used to seeing for the last 18 months. But just a few hours ago, 4 of the largest hospital systems held a joint press conference with a simple message. Please help us stop the spread of COVID-19. Northern Light Health, Maine General Health, and Central Maine Healthcare were the 4 systems that took part in this press conference, and they began it by giving updates on the status of ICU bed availability and the number of COVID-19 patients within their respective hospital system. All 4 say they're running out of beds and running low on staffing. This plea to the community asked Mainers to get vaccinated, wear a mask when indoors, and remain diligent when in large crowds. Dr. James Jarvis of Northern Light says 90% of COVID-19 patients being treated in that system are unvaccinated. Dr. Joan Bosma adds it's more of the same in the Maine health system.
There are those breakthrough cases, but they're far and away not the sickest people that we're treating. And proportionally, it's a small percentage. This surge that we're experiencing now is being driven by pockets of unvaccinated individuals across the state.
And it is worth mentioning again, Amanda and Chris, that there is still a staffing issue with every hospital in our state, and that issue is going to be something we will keep a closer eyes on in a few weeks. When the October 1st vaccination mandate comes around for healthcare workers, we'll see if that plays any effect on the number of folks working in hospitals like Maine Medical Center behind us here in Portland. But the press conference today ended with really a simple message. Please help us help healthcare workers win the fight against COVID-19. Live in Portland, Sam Rogers, News Center, Maine.
All right, Sam, thank you. And with COVID-19 cases surging, we are seeing more and more vaccine mandates. An order by Governor Janet Mills means healthcare workers in our state have until October 1st to be fully vaccinated. Drugstore chain CVS says all its pharmacists, nurses, and staff who have contact with patients must get the shot. And the Pentagon is now mandating vaccines for all service members.
State public health leaders have said repeatedly that their goal is to protect the most vulnerable Mainers from COVID-19. That includes young kids, especially those in childcare. Kids that young cannot get the COVID-19 vaccine, and the CDC says kids under age 2 should not wear a mask. That's why one childcare owner in South Portland is taking action as a small business and putting in a vaccine mandate of her own.
Ready, open?
The children look at you as mom and dad.
When you drop your kid off at childcare, you're trusting the staff to take care of them as well as you would.
And in order for children to flourish, they have to feel safe first.
Holly McLaughlin wants that care for her kids so much, she started her own childcare program in South Portland.
Do you want more, Bob? August 30th is our first day of care for children.
Holly says 90% of families enrolled and on the wait list have asked one common question. Are the staff vaccinated against COVID-19?
Are kids safe with people who are unvaccinated? No. Are kids safer with people who are vaccinated, who wear masks? Yes. So for us, it just became company policy. It made common sense to us.
She requires any staff interacting with children to be masked and vaccinated. Public health leaders say even vaccinated people can carry the virus in their nose and mouth, potentially spreading it to kids who do not have the choice to get the shot or wear a mask.
That right now in the U.S., we're seeing more children hospitalized due to COVID than at any other time in this pandemic.
Public health leaders encourage staff and families to get vaccinated to protect the kids in childcare.
Those parents being unvaccinated are really providing a link to the disease to that whole childcare.
Yay, Odin!
Holly says it was a no-brainer to require the vaccine for staff, the people playing the role of parents for the day.
Nothing says I love you like I'm going to do everything I can in my power to protect you.
Just to be clear, those kids in the video, those are Holly's kids. The childcare opens on August 30th. Maine's Office of Child and Family Services under DHHS says there's no plan at this point to issue a statewide mandate for childcare workers to get the vaccine. But a DHHS spokesperson did send us a statement saying they encourage staff to be vaccinated to protect the young kids who can't get the shot, and childcare licensing specialists are ready to answer questions that any facility staff have about access to vaccines. They also said that the Mills administration supports businesses' efforts to limit the spread of the virus and to exercise their right to require vaccination of staff.
We are already seeing the ripple effects of vaccine mandates after reports that a Presque Isle hospital has stopped scheduling staff who refuse to get the coronavirus vaccine. We actually reached out to Northern Light A.R. Gould Hospital. A spokesperson says if workers notify the hospital that they do not plan to get vaccinated against COVID-19, it may choose to take them off the schedule before October 1st. It would not comment on specific cases. And a lawsuit aimed at blocking the vaccine mandate for healthcare workers took a setback today. A religious liberties group is arguing that it's unconstitutional for the governor's mandate to allow medical but not religious exemptions. Attorney General Aaron Frey says healthcare workers have been required to get specific vaccines for years. This just adds another one to the list. Today, the request for a temporary restraining order was denied. Another hearing is scheduled for later this month. Vaccine mandates are a highly charged issue, so let's go ahead and take a look at what Americans are saying about them. An AP NORC poll found 50% of working adults support workplace vaccine mandates, while 26% oppose them. 23% neither support nor oppose them.